Tesla, in keeping with what's become an almost regular TikTok of changes to its lineup, has yet again removed the Model S and Model X standard range cars from sale. It's also made a few more tweaks, reducing the price of the Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus, tweaking the standard paint options, it's now white, not black, and making ludicrous mode, once a $20,000 extra, a standard fit item on Model S Performance and Model X Performance variants. I could, as several other outlets have done, make an entire video on these changes, and were it for any other automaker's usual once-a-year changes, I might. But because Tesla does this so regularly and the prices quoted in any video becomes obsolete in a few months or even a few weeks, I'm not going to. What I am going to cover instead is the doubling down this week by Elon Musk on a comment that he made a few months ago, namely that Tesla vehicles are now, quote, appreciating assets. Musk initially made that statement back in April and since then has gradually taken over more and more control inside Tesla's autopilot team, firing some staff and reassigning others. Full self-driving autopilot operation, something Tesla has been promising for years, is one of Tesla's biggest challenges to date. And while Tesla is close to making it a commercial reality, it hasn't quite reached rollout phase yet. Despite this, Tesla plans to slowly increase the price of speccing a new car with full self-driving capability, as well as the cost to upgrade to full self-driving capability after delivery. This, I should remind you, is a feature that isn't yet available. Tesla's goal? To make a full self-driving feature that will make it possible for Tesla customers to not only have their cars take over the driving, but for them to also earn extra money too, taking part in a Robotaxi service when not being used by their owners. Because of that, and the revenue that owners stand to gain from having a Robotaxi that they can earn money from when they're not actually using the car themselves, Musk said yesterday that he believes self-driving equipped Teslas will become worth more than their owners paid for them. He said, quote, "If we make all cars with full self-driving package self-driving as planned, any such Tesla should be worth $100,000 to $200,000 as utility increases from approximately 12 hours per week to approximately 60 hours per week." In order for a Tesla owner to actually have their car driving itself for 60 hours a week, that's the equivalent of around 8.5 hours every day, they would have to register with Tesla's new Robotaxi service. That feature, like full self-driving capability, hasn't yet been launched, so specifics aren't available yet. Musk has said, however, that Tesla will take a commission for customers who decide to make their cars available using the service. How much that cut will be remains to be seen, but even after Tesla's cut has been taken, Tesla believes owners will stand to make some significant money from their cars. On Twitter, in discussing the whole appreciating asset sentiment, Musk responded to a couple of followers who said his logic was flawed and suggested instead that he should have stated that as a commodity, their cars will lose value, even though those cars may eventually generate revenue. To one user, he responded, quote, "To appreciate, your car just needs to be worth more than you paid for it, so probably about $75,000 is enough if you bought a Model 3. Full self-driving will be bundled in all cars." Brackets, important point. Something is not a commodity if you can't make enough of them, and we won't be able to. It's that final statement that's caught me off guard, since it suggests that Tesla doesn't think it can ultimately keep up with production demand when full self-driving is rolled out. Aside from that being a very strange thing for an automaker to say, and frankly I'm still unpacking what Musk actually meant, it suggests a future where Tesla isn't focused primarily on vehicle production, but instead on mobility services. But let's put a pin in that because we're getting down a rat run and I'd like to come back to the appreciating asset notion. Will a Tesla Model S, Model X, Model 3, Model Y, or whatever other model that Tesla comes out with really start to appreciate in value? In the short term, absolutely not. There's no reason to suggest that Tesla will follow a path that's different from any other vehicle out there. Namely, that it will depreciate most during its first year of ownership, then slow down its depreciation to a point where its value bottoms out. Then, as fewer examples of that model or year of Tesla are on the road, the value will increase again as they become collectors' cars. And yes, Tesla does have the lowest depreciation of any other electric car out there. But appreciate to a value that could be twice the price you paid for simply because of self-driving? Well, that's something different. In order to allow your Tesla to appreciate to that level, you would either have to sign up for Tesla's Robotaxi service and be content with the fact that your car was going to be ridden in by other people, strangers you didn't know, or you would have to wait for the open value market for your car to be worth more than you paid for it because either Tesla had increased the price of full self-driving to the point that buying a new car was financially challenging for enough people that they were on the second-hand market, or be willing to pay a huge purchase price in the hopes that the car would earn them back that money over a set period of time through the Robotaxi service. Essentially, what would be an investment purchase. Given how many people hate taking public transport or even lending their car to friends and family, I can't see a huge number of people signing up to the first scenario unless there is a massive, and I mean massive, societal shift in attitudes. And the second one suggests that at some point in the future, Tesla will either be pricing itself out of the new car market or at a point where it doesn't view selling cars as its primary goal. Given its place in the electric car marketplace, I can't see either of those happening right now. Instead, I agree with those that say Tesla could become a revenue stream for its owners. Cars aren't like property or stock market investments, and I honestly can't see that changing anytime soon. That's it. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.